Do you feel that way yourself? Like better days are ahead, and there's some stuff to look forward to with your group.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, the losses were tough, but we gained a lot. We're learning about ourselves and you know how we react when things aren't going our way. It's easy to be like happy and stuff when we're 3-0, but when we're on a 3-game losing streak, how do we bounce back? And I think it's gonna determine like how we just move on from this point on.
And you guys have played some really physical teams, kind of a tough stretch of games here. What's it been like just holding up through this stretch that you've gone through right now?
Oh, Nick and the training staff, they and Philo, they've been getting us right. Recovery, trying to go to treatment, just to maintain our bodies and so that we can prevent injuries or like get better from injuries.
What's the mentality like coming back to practice every day? Are the guys still very energetic and enthusiastic, or can you see where like the season's kind of wearing on the group?
Sometimes it feels like that, but then Coach Trailer comes in. He gives us, I don't know how he comes up with these messages for us, but it really does. I mean, at least for me, it motivates me. Gives me a new outlook on how to handle things. So it's for what we are, it's real good.
How have you felt about your play so far this season individually?
I feel like sometimes I'm inconsistent, but there's always room for improvement. But that's just what I like to think. No matter how good of a game or how bad, there's always room for improvement. Try to stay level-headed.
Do you see any kind of growth or change in yourself compared to last season?
I feel like I'm trying to like step up more vocally. Especially at center. Not just making calls, but trying to keep everybody, on the same like mindset.
Yeah, can you tell me more about that? What is it? What sort of things do you have to call out within a game or within a play? Like, what is your vocal responsibility?
Just IDing fronts and stuff. But I try to take it a little more, trying to communicate with my guards, see how they're. During practices, they'll talk to me about how I can help them, so we can just gel better.
How much did the guys lean on you for that? What kind of an impact does that have?
To be honest, I don't really know because it's not just me. There's KD there. He played center previously, so just having us two out there and being like the vocal leaders, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so Kevin wasn't in the lineup to start the year. Did it make a big difference for you when he came back? How much did that help?
Yeah, it did. Just because even with Bosa, because he played center, just having two centers out there, it's always good. Get everybody on the same page. But when KD stepped in, he brought that leadership. With previous years, and I just feel like he's been stepping up as a leader altogether.
What's been your impression of how the line has played overall? Are you happy with the group?
Like I said, always can improve, but I feel like we're really physical up front. We don't really like to shy away from contact, and we really look to run the ball. That's that's where we feel like we can really put ourselves on the map.
What's it been like being part of a group that has had so many guys come in and out, whether people are coming back from injuries or like this week against Army, we saw a lot of different changes on the unit. What's it been like with all the shuffling you guys have had?
Well, coming into the season, we already knew that everybody was going to have to be ready because of COVID season, and at any point anybody could be the next man up. So everybody's been preparing like they will have a chance, and luckily, it's gone the way that it has, where people that have stepped up have really made an impact.
Does it make your job more difficult from a communication standpoint, where you're kind of out there with different guys week to week?
In the beginning of the week, yes, but like. Where we continue to talk, and then by the end of the week when it's game time, we're all on the same page, so it works out.
How would you guys benefit from continuity? Coach was telling us it's like you really want to have those five guys get used to each other and be able to work together. If you can like get everybody healthy and get going again, how much of a difference does that make?
Just being able to know how each person blocks and what to expect from one another on different plays. It'll really impact us a lot. It'll help us to just. I feel like as an O-line we're all close, but just the footwork and being able to communicate all on the same page. Sometimes even to a point where sometimes we don't need to communicate because we already know. So once that does get to a point where we're all same five, I feel like we'll just sky's the limit from there.
Is there anybody else on the O-line group who you think has been a standout where we're like, wow, that guy's played really well so far this season, or who has caught your eye?
Oh, Makai, big time. Because we weren't able to see how he was playing until like recently, and then the BYU game, UAB game, and I mean I knew he was good, I didn't know he was that good, so that's a big one. And T. Haynes stepping up the way he did with the injury, that really that just gave me confidence that like no matter what happens, we're all going to be straight.
Yeah, so with Makai first, what makes him a good player? What stands out when you think about the things that he does well?
He just likes to hit. I feel like he's a real physical player. You can see when the BYU game when he pulled, and he's just honestly physicality probably. That's always something that impressed me as a O-lineman.
And then you mentioned Terrell Haynes coming in. I was going to ask you about that as well. When you have a guy who comes in off the bench who really hasn't played that much, how do you try to help him fit in or feel comfortable in that spot?
Well, I just try to over-communicate, if anything. But he was at a point where he knew what he was doing, and that just made my job easier, so I was able to just play.
When you say over-communicate, is that just like each snap pointing out who he's going to have to block, or what does that look like?
Just making sure that he knows where I'm going at all times, and communicating how the defensive player is playing into me or playing into him, stuff like that, little things.
For you individually, how do things change working with different quarterbacks? Does that alter the role of a center at all?
To be honest, not really. You do know that most of them are mobile quarterbacks, so you always have to keep in mind that you gotta sometimes he'll leave the pocket and run, but for the most part, it's all the same. I just try to like give them time back there, try to make them feel comfortable.
Is there anything like with cadence or snap counts or anything like that, or is that all the same across the board?
Yeah, it's all the same across the board. I feel like they all worked on it in the same way, so it's not much of a change up.
And you guys also block for the nation's leading rusher in McCormick. Is that something you take pride in?
Oh, definitely. When you see that's how I feel like O-line gets their credit. How their running back is doing, and it's just from last year you saw he was doing it, and just having confidence in him, that he'll give it his all. It really helps out the O-line sometimes, and he makes us look good too soon. So it's always a plus.
Are you guys, whether it's as an O-line or just as a team in general, like looking at his numbers and making sure he's at the top of the leaderboard each week, or how much attention do you guys pay to that?
More often than not, we just want to win, by any means, whether it's passing or running. It just so happens that that when you work on the little things, things like this, I wouldn't say they just happen, but they're products of it.